Hey everyone, Old School Pokemon here, back again with the Pokeflipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles, Dan. How are we doing today, Dan?
Doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's strange having an early week podcast. I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we are here early due to my scheduling conflicts. Later this week, I'm going to be doing a Cub Scout camp out thing, so we had to shift it earlier. Happy Tuesday to everyone. It is strange being live on a Tuesday instead of Thursday. We are coming to you. I think last Pokeflipz we also only did the horizontal version. We're no longer in the vertical version where Nick and my face are too close for comfort. But yeah, StreamYard is like, they used to recommend doing both versions, and now they're like, yeah, that did not work out. We did not get much engagement on the vertical. It's funny how it switched, recommended that way and no longer. But as always, we're going to be live for the next some amount of time answering every question. So if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. We will probably have a hard stop in about 2 hours and 10 minutes. So only 130 minutes of Dan and Nick. You better make wise use of your time. Brad is already missing. He's already longing for the vertical chat. There was some interesting commenters in there that would pop in. We're gonna miss them, but I think we'll be fine with that. But
are we really gonna miss them?
You never know. You never know what they were gonna bring in for us. But yeah, what's been going on lately, Nick, while we wait for the questions to come pouring in?
The questions to come pouring in. July 4th weekend happened. I was at the beginning of the year, I had told everyone kind of like the what big streams they could expect for us in this year. And one of them was the 24-hour stream July 4th weekend. And come like early June, I was going back and forth with myself on whether or not I should actually do it. But then one of the stream regulars posted in the Discord, when are we going to start hearing about the 24-hour stream? I already requested that night off work. So I was like, oh shit, now I have to do it. So we ended up doing it July 4th last weekend, Friday into Saturday. And it ended up turning out a lot better than I thought it would. I was better prepared for this one. I actually, because like last year, I started the stream 6 p.m. Friday. I was up by like noon on Friday, so like 6 hours before the stream. And so come Saturday afternoon, I was dead. But this year, I actually stayed up till like 5 a.m. on Thursday and basically slept until I think I got up around 4 on Friday. So I was very much better off this one. It was still exhausting by the end of it, but no, that was a lot of fun. Went over really, really well. And so now Walrus is just finishing up the packing from that. I finally got everything back organized. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Is it too prying, or maybe you don't even have the information handy? How many items do you sell in a 24-hour stream? What kind of GMV are we talking about there?
It was surprising. It was right around 1,000 auctions. And then we did maybe like 6 hours of pack ripping too. So it was like 18 hours of auctions and then 6 hours of pack rip, something like that. But yeah, in total it was just over 1,000 items to actually ship out.
18 hours, that would be 1,080 minutes if my math is serving me. So just about on an item a minute, and then pack rips aside from that. That's interesting. Do you know the GMV off the top of your head, or did you not look at that?
It was 55,000, 56,000 in total.
That's solid.
Yeah, so it was a solid one. It was a solid one for sure. I do almost wish we because like I don't do pack rips anymore. When I stream, I just do auctions, and then when Thrifty streams, she just does pack ripping now.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we switched that up about a month or two ago. And so I was thinking people would want me to do pack ripping. So I did want to switch from auctions to pack rips, but so we finally switched to that around like 1 a.m. or so. So stopped auctions and got into pack rips, and it was decent. There were a decent amount of people that wanted to rip, but we had so many people in the stream. We had like 100 viewers even at like 1 a.m. And so I almost wish we just kept doing auctions and didn't do the pack rips. So it was fine still. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Do you miss ripping packs at all, or no?
So I do miss ripping English packs. But lately everyone has been on a Chinese tear.
You've been selling a bunch of Chinese too.
The Chinese prismatic. So like all we ripped late night was Chinese, and we ripped a little bit of English, but it was a lot more Chinese and Japanese. So it was cool, but no, I don't miss ripping the Chinese and Japanese stuff.
So even if one of your regulars comes in and they just, Nick, I want you to rip me 36 packs of Ascended Heroes, like you don't even take special requests for it anymore, or
no, I just do straight auctions, and it works out well because like I can do more auctions. So like regular streams, I can do more auctions. Because obviously, like, having Thrifty do rips and me do auctions, I don't want to do less auctions than we would normally do, having Thrifty do rips and do auctions and rips. So basically, we went from doing auctions and rips every night to now I just do auctions 4 nights. Thrifty does rips 3 nights. So I want to keep the same number of auctions every week. So this allows me to do more auctions. And then also not stream as late, so that way I can actually wake up in the morning and pack my singles. Because now the singles have really taken off, and so that takes a good hour out of my morning packing all that stuff. And it just gives more time to do other stuff. So I really like this new format that we got going.
When's OSP eBay Live gonna go 24/7, 365?
No, that won't happen anytime soon. That will not happen anytime soon.
Somebody works the overnight shift and they get off work at like 4 a.m. and they just want to rip some Ascended. They want to rip the Sylveon from Chinese Prismatic. Julia wants to know if you ever pulled that one, you or Thrifty.
I think we pulled Thrifty's pulled 2 of them, I think.
Nice.
It is a really nice looking card. They did it right. It looks so good. But yeah, I think you can. Football Pete's 24 hours now. They're the only ones. But yeah, I think eBay Live is definitely at the point where you could probably sustain a 24-hour stream. Because yeah, even during those like wee hours of the morning, there were 3-4 streamers. It was never like last year. It got to the point where I was the only streamer within like the Pokemon category. But this year there were 3-4 streamers the whole time, and then obviously once you got to morning, like 8-9 o'clock in the morning, that's when you had more and more streams starting.
The platform really needs that too. I've had the conversation with Fanatics, and it's something that they would love, but it's like I that's a big leap. I'm sure eBay and I'm sure Fanatics would too incentivize it. They have incentivized certain things, having more uptime, but at some point, like that's just a big leap to pay. I guess I pay way too much to have 24-hour uptime. That's honestly a big part of the issue there with that. But it is great from a platform perspective. Like the worst thing is to have somebody walk into eBay Live and then like, I want to buy Pokemon and there's no one to buy Pokemon from. So having those people just fill around the clock is a necessity at some point of scale.
Yeah, exactly.
eBay has come a real long way too. I remember the first couple of years of you doing eBay Live and that issue with like you couldn't even ban people and like some of the dark days. And then you look at it today and like there's so many more sellers, so many more buyers. That just reminded me I need to open up. I'm not going to do it now while we're live, but one thing that I've been doing on a recurring basis is going into Whatnot, going into eBay, going into Fanatics, and just taking a screenshot. Not screenshot, but like a snapshot. The first time I did it was February 12th, and just going in and like how many people are live, how many sellers are live, what's the total viewership, what's the maximum viewership, and I mean our Fanatics streams are still going great, but like as a platform, Fanatics has not really grown, if at all. Definitely not anything like what eBay has over the past year.
Yeah, no, it is wild because I remember there was a time where Fanatics and eBay were pretty close in terms of just like not in terms of like the viewership, but just like the number of Pokemon streams. But now eBay definitely does seem to be taking off.
Yeah, yep, for sure. And Krabby I am starting questions as we go, so I'm not skipping them. I'm just gonna kind of take them as they make sense. Krabby wanted to know, are singles that much more profitable than pack rips? Had it always been that way?
I would say on an individual basis, yes. Obviously, like with pack rips, you make up for it in the volume, similar to singles. But I would say it is yes. But the biggest thing for me is you have more retention with auctions than you do pack rips. Like with pack rips, we always have like a core audience of people who are always in there watching, opening packs, whatever. Whereas auctions, you have a lot wider of an audience. So I did notice like you guys have gotten more into pack rips too, and it's the same for you guys. Whenever you guys switch from auctions to pack ripping, the audience just cuts in half.
And honestly, I'm not a micromanager whatsoever. Never could be accused of that. I'm barely a manager whatsoever. I honestly, really not at all. I don't even know how the guys do their streams. Very rarely do I hop in. I assume they do X amount of singles up front. Maybe they mix in a little bit of rips, but like just to speak towards one thing that I do know, I do once a month. I'll watch PK or Ponga do like our mega streams. Usually I'll tap in for a decent portion of that as long as I'm available. We don't do pack rips at all during the mega streams because it really does cut the flow. Like it messes with it. If someone wants to rip 36 prismatic, it's like I'm trying to push through 100K in GMV and auctions. And if we stop, I mean, even if you turbo rip 36 packs, that's going to take you 10 minutes or whatever. And some people are just going to tune out, and it's dark. To go from 200 viewers to 150 even is dark when you're trying to auction. When you're trying to auction $100, $1,000, $10,000 slabs, single sealed. So it is interesting trying to and Spat verifying there. We got Bullish Spat in the chat with his creepy face there in between the rocket emojis. But yeah, it is an interesting balance. Do you ever see, and I guess I was going to ask, do you ever see a future where you do this? Maybe you've done it. Will you ever be live with auctions while Thrifty's live with pack rips?
I don't think so. Not anytime soon anyway.
To an extent,
I think right now it would just cannibalize our audience too much.
a little bit, but like they are just a different. And I'm sure you probably haven't torn into the analytics on this too much, but it would be interesting to pull trailing 6 months of your pack rips and just find the whole pool of buyers, throw it into whatever AI suits you, and like, hey, 1,000 unique buyers, and then throw your auctions into a data analytics thing. 1,000 unique buyers. How much overlap is there? And then do you have buyers that are 50-50? Like you probably do have some amount that truly do buy just from all sides. And then you probably have some that are 90, probably the majority, I would think, are either pack rips or auction buys. But
I would say it's probably the majority. I don't know if it would be like 90%. But I would say like, yeah, 75, 60 to 75% maybe.
Yeah, it would be. There's so much data that I have now, and I'm a pretty big data guy, but I've been like keeping my head above water with all this buying, selling. I've not been able to dive in as deeply as I would love to in a lot of the data type stuff. But someday, if and when the market cools, that is the time that we go into the deeper data dives. Right now, we don't try to like micro optimize things like with all the data. There's probably some insights that could be gleaned, but it's like the overarching data is like money is falling out of everywhere. So I'm like scooping it all up without really analyzing too much, if that makes sense. One thing I meant to ask and kind of poke at, but in mostly a meme way, but I don't know if you watched my video yesterday, but yesterday I had a rant on a little bit of the whole GMV versus net. I don't know how frequently you've heard it in the space before, but like there are some people that say like, GMV means nothing and blah, blah, blah. So I made a video yesterday that kind of went into spoilers, I guess, but go check it out if you want all the context. Over $10 million of business activity so far in 2026 for KetchumAllCollectibles. Shout out to all the streamers. Shout out to everything going on. But people will say, gross doesn't mean anything. And then I made a video kind of like demonstrating that net without context doesn't mean anything either. Like people, 10 million doesn't mean anything. He might have lost $1 million. Well, even if I told you all the numbers without context, net is fairly meaningless too. I was gonna say though, like 55K gross. Like Nick, nobody cares about gross. What was your net? What was your net market value?
I have no idea.
You need to know everything to the penny because GMV, like it's meaningless. It doesn't matter. And one thing too that I entirely forgot to rant, like a 5 or 10 minute additional rant that I should have done in my video Monday. eBay cares about GMV. Fanatics cares about GMV. Their profit is directly proportional to how much business you do. MasterCard, Visa, like all these companies that just make a certain percentage of the market activity, of the flow, of the whatever you want to call it, the GDP. Gross is extremely relevant in many situations. But I felt like I had to reply to some of the and I don't know how much you see that. I don't know how much you see that where people say like gross
every
is
now and then, mainly like Nostalgianomics. He's the first one that comes to mind with that. Yeah, I don't. Maybe someone else too, but definitely him.
I've just gotten it periodically in my comments. I've gotten it in my comments. Alex is one. It's funny. I was actually he texted me semi sarcastically, mostly me like. Dan, are you talking about me in that one? But he's definitely one who's like vocal. And I wasn't responding or reacting to anybody in particular. Just the ironic nature of like people don't like GMV because GMV doesn't mean anything, even though it does. And then I kind of poked fun at that by showing like, hey, here's 3 examples, business A, business B, business C, and I showed you the gross, and then I gave you a theoretical net for each of them. And it's like, okay, well, just with gross, you liked A better than C and B in the middle. And then I flipped it on its head because I gave them certain net margins, and it's like it made C the best company. And then I added a third one. It's like, oh, well, company B is actually close to like getting a break with their fees with a certain platform. And so next year they're like, they have this profitability this year, but that's about to double. And it's like, there's always context. There's always nuance. It's way oversimplified to say, well, would you rather make $300,000 net, or would you rather make $200,000 net? One of the examples I gave was like, you could have a company make $300,000 net. Well, they just sold off one card that had appreciated 300 grand. And you can do that one time, and that's not replicable. That's not business. That's you invested, you speculated, price went up, you sold. Well, what do you do now?
Yeah.
That's not like a recurring business strategy. There might be botting businesses today that are making $1 million a year net. Would you rather have a botting business today that makes $1 million a year net, or would you rather have a live streaming or a grading and flipping, or like that makes 900 grand a year net? I would rather have the one that I think is more likely to survive into the future, even if it's at the cost of a slightly lower net today. All the context, all the nuance, all that stuff needed. Yeah, we made 100 million while I spent 120 million. And even that, like Rudy this year, his whole, maybe I'll make a video on this too. And I guess we can pivot into talking about this. I have started everyone's questions. We will get to them. But Rudy's investing, he said $10 million into PCG. He's very likely on the books on his PCG business. He's likely going to have a negative net income this year. Sometimes negative net is building towards something. Sometimes negative net is like, this guy doesn't know how to run a business. This guy is losing money in a boom. Sometimes it's you're building a foundation. You're building out some big master game plan, and whether or not it will work, that's an entirely different conversation. But like I kind of get why people don't like gross, but it's also stupid because net without context doesn't mean that much either. And that was just my my rant for the day yesterday.
I'll actually have to go back and watch that one now. That does sound interesting. It's a good plug there. Good plug.
Hey, I got one edition of you coming from it, so good to get the cross-platform, cross-channel benefit here. So yeah, I'm gonna work through some of the other starred questions. The Super Card Bros. If you were to start your business over this month, how heavy would you focus on social media versus pumping listings on eBay and other platforms?
Ooh, I would say they're both important. I would definitely, if you can only prioritize one, obviously listing, get as much listed as possible. But yeah, I would prioritize both of them because they're both important. You're not gonna make any money or go viral on social media. But it does help grow like your overall brand, build trust. Good way to like buy collections off people. So yeah, I would say focus on both, but prioritize listing.
Yeah, same answer for me. I'll just put like numbers to it. I would probably put 90% of my time into the buying and selling and the actual growing of the business, and 10% into documenting it. The 10% into documenting it, one, my desires, my goals when I created this channel was to just like document my journey. And even if it hadn't been successful, which depending on how you define success, like 10K, under 10K subs 5 years later, to some people that's not successful whatsoever. Me personally, how indirectly that's helped me grow the streams and the consignment and the buying and selling, like I would deem my YouTube a success. So I'm glad I'd invest in that time. There's probably a lot of people who spent a similar amount of time on a YouTube channel that have less than 1,000 subscribers or less than 5,000 subscribers or whatever, right? So I would, if I'm putting in 100 hours a week, which if I were starting over today, and again, without kids, without wife, in a different world, in a different universe where Dan was starting over today, I would be working 90 hours a week on business and 10 hours a week documenting that business through Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, all the different places, because we're booming and we won't always be. Krabby's checking in. We're doing a welfare check on Thrifty after the beating that US took from Belgium last night. That was brutal.
I didn't even check in on her. I should have.
No. Thrifty, are you okay? If she's out there watching Pokeflipz, she's probably not okay. Oh man. But yeah, I'm not like a massive football, soccer fan, whatever you want to call it. I tune in every other year. I tune in for the World Cup and the Olympics. That's all I really watch. But I was enjoying the U.S. Their journey. They didn't have a real big opponent until Belgium, and they're not Spain or France, any of the Titans. But upsetting. It was upsetting to see the way that it happened too, because two of those goals, the fourth goal, garbage time, whatever, it was over. But the first and the third goals, just complete breakdowns by the U.S. on like three people looking at each other. No defender decides to defend. And then I think it was the third one where the goalie, he was trying to like 30 yards out from his goal. He was trying to like pull fancy footwork on a guy. And then the guy just took the ball from him and scored from a long ways. It's like, clear the damn ball. Clear the ball. Get the ball out of your half. Obviously, Monday morning quarterback, very easy to say. But yeah, not fun. But it is what it is. They were not going to win the cup. I don't think anyone was thinking they were actually going to contend on winning the cup, but one more win would have been cool. Did you watch anything?
No.
Did you watch anything or no?
I watched it for a bit last night just because it was playing. I went out for dinner last night, and so it was playing there. So I watched that. But no, I haven't been keeping up with it. I've known about it just because of Walrus and Thrifty. They're both big into it. But no, aside from them, I would have no idea.
UAP said gross viewership or net viewership. Gross viewership means honestly, if YouTube had a way, and this is a scary thing to think, but at some point they probably will. At some point they'll probably have like an attendedness score. Like right now I'm looking at a camera. I guess not every device you watch YouTube on has a camera, but a lot of them do. I want to know how many people like Nick are falling asleep out there. We can't really count it if we've got 50 viewers and 20 of them are passed out on their keyboard, right?
That is true. That is true.
Okay, star more things. UAP says Norway England is going to be such a sick match. I gotta pull for Norway there. Norway's the one with Haaland, right? He's definitely a fun player to watch. And he I saw something on my Instagram or wherever, but I saw that he plays Pokemon. It wasn't TCG, but I think it was video game. He showed off like his Pokemon party. Like he showed off his six. He showed off his six guys. So M. Sullivan wants you to man up and do a 48-hour stream.
That is never gonna happen. No thanks. No thanks. So.
And then we do have a follow-up from the Supercard Bros. What social media platform would you prioritize? Not big on social media personally. YouTube would be me. I'm a big fan of YouTube. I consume a lot. I also have created a lot over the past 5 years. YouTube's an easy pick for me, but again, that's for me. I don't know you, your goals, your situation exactly. The type of content that I enjoy and the type of content that I make is YouTube content. Like the stuff that I enjoy does not exist on TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever.
Yeah, I would agree. YouTube's good because it's more, it's slower, smaller growth, but it's more like organic, where it, if that makes sense. Like the people that follow you on YouTube are definitely more like dedicated. Whereas Instagram, it's you can grow more, but it's your followers aren't as engaged. If that makes sense. So yeah, I would agree with you. I would say YouTube, and then I would say Instagram's a close number 2, because it is a lot easier to like post stories of as you list new inventory or you get a new collection in. It is a lot easier just to post a little picture saying, hey, this just came in, or this event's happening, or whatever the case may be. Whereas YouTube's more doing videos on like bigger picture stuff.
Adding in agreement with Instagram being the number 2, I just realized that there's a soccer match on right now, and I just put it on.
Oh, now we're gonna be distracted the whole time.
So, it's funny because when I was timestamping my video, I had a game on in the background when I made my video, and I'm like, I'll be able to make a video and like glance at it occasionally, and it won't be that obvious. I'm like, oh my god, it's so obvious. and I guess maybe people like when I'm looking at soccer right now. So if people, a lot of people, I think just listen like I do. But had people been watching, maybe they thought my notes were over there or whatever. I guess what I could have done, like I could put Pokeflipz here so that now I'm looking at you and now I'm looking at soccer. And it's not as drastic, right? But when I have you over here, it's a lot more of a move. I'm going to flip that right now so it's not as obvious. So now I'm looking at you and now I'm glancing at soccer without turning my head. That's the play right there. UAP says a lot of the Norwegian team actually collects Pokemon cards, and I've sold quite a bit to them.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, any soccer enjoyers out there, Argentina tied 2-2 with Egypt right now. That's a pretty big one. Let me see what the line was. I would assume Argentina would have had to been pretty big favorites in this one. Egypt, Argentina odds. Egypt was a plus 1,000. So betting $100 on Egypt would have paid you $1,000. Like they're a 10-1 underdog, and they're tied 2-2, 86 minutes in. So yeah, this is potentially a very large upset if it were to happen.
Man,
wild, very wild. And actually, Argentina was down. It looks like Messi just scored. So yeah, it was very close to having been a big upset, and I guess there's still a chance for that. We got Pokeflipz / World Cup watch party. Keep the questions coming. I do have them starred. We will get to all of them as always. We did that one already. So Gedod wants to know. At first, I misread this one. If there was a Pokemon / zoo collab. I was reading it initially as MetaZoo collab.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too. Okay.
So I was thinking in my mind Wendigo and Bigfoot and Mothman and Loch Ness Monster, where they dressed up as all the animals as Pokemon. What animal cosplayed as a Pokemon would you be most excited to see? I would want to see Quaxley as a duck. A real duck.
Oh my. Like saying a turtle is a Squirtle.
Yeah. It's funny because like so many Pokemon are made after animals to begin with. So I'm trying to think what would be funny. What would be funny? I was entirely ready to start answering like Quaxley as Bigfoot or Quaxley as Wendigo or whatever, but no, that caught me off guard. Do you have any jump into your mind?
Tigers are my favorite animal, so it's got to be something with a tiger. What would be good with a maybe you can't say like one of the legendary dogs. That's too obvious. Like a Raikou tiger. Let's go Dragonite tiger. That would be kind of cool, actually. We'll go Dragonite as a tiger.
Dragonite as a tiger. Interesting. I mean, I guess the easy answer is to say Pikachu as every zoo animal. Give us a nice little subset. We've got the ponchos. We know that if you put Pikachu in the hide of his fellow Pokemon, it prints relentlessly. If you put him in the clothing of fellow Nintendo IP Mario and Luigi, it prints relentlessly. But let us know your favorite zoo animals in chat too. Let's see how many zoo animals we can hear about. My go-to zoo animal was always a penguin. I always wanted to go see those little waddling tuxedo wearing dudes. I like penguins quite a bit. Obviously, we have Piplup. We have some penguins going on in the Pokemon space. But yeah, I would say I want to see Penguin Pikachu. I want to see Pikachu as a penguin.
Ooh, okay.
Plus, we have like we have like seasons of memes in the Pokenomics Discord. Like usually James is like he's like a GIF connoisseur. There'll just be stretches of like 3 months where James just hammers this one GIF, like it's the Jack Nicholson doing the yes with the big eyes, or it's like the Neil deGrasse Tyson like rocketing through and like everything's all blurry. James is very good at picking out like the various GIFs that will just seasonally spam relentlessly. But one of the current ones right now, Pingu. Pingu, some people might know, is like a children's show. It's like almost like a claymation penguin thing. And if you search Pingu in GIFs in Discord, there's a plethora of different emotions and reactions. And Ponga sounds very close to Pingu. Ponga is named Pingu right now in the Pokenomics Discord. So there's penguin GIFs flying all over the place, and I'm a big fan. Appreciate you.
Are penguins at the zoo or are they aquariums?
We have penguins at our zoo.
Really?
Damn. I think both of my local zoos do. Or no, maybe Utica doesn't. The two main zoos that I go to, I don't think Utica. No, Utica Zoo doesn't. But the Wild Zoo, if anyone's around Chittenango, New York, it's upstate New York between Syracuse and Buffalo. I guess it's not really between Syracuse and Buffalo. It's basically Syracuse. They've got penguins. Well, I know cool. There's other zoos too that have them, but yeah, I guess some aquariums have them too. Egypt just had a pretty good crossing ball with a chance to take the lead in stoppage time.
Oh boy.
Nick likes turtles.
I do like turtles.
UAP. The only answer we got was panda. So we have
that's a solid answer.
Per what StreamYard is telling me, we have 27 viewers is our gross viewers. Our net viewers that are actively engaged and responding to questions that I'm asking in the chat is 2. We got one person that tells their favorite zoo animal. We got UAP with the panda, and then we've got oh man, Argentina just took the lead in stoppage time after Egypt almost took the lead. It's over. It's probably over. So yeah, we got 2 responses out of 29. So our net viewership is only 2. Let's see. Eric Drinks Water says, Nick, how has your listing output been since you repented for your card uploader oversight? Even a single shipping machine like yourself must have been floored by your new potential efficiency.
It is very nice. It's so efficient. I finally started listing like WotC stuff, so I busted out the scanner and started scanning stuff. And like before, I was just typing in each card and using the stock image. But then once you switch over to the scanner and you have scans and you just upload all the scans and then look at everything, it's so nice. I did go a little hard. I think I jumped from like 600 listings up to 1,000 listings. And so I stopped when I hit 1,000 because I knew that was way too much to list in a day. And so now I'm down to down to 828 listings now. But no, the sales have been just going crazy on the singles. So it has been very, very nice. Definitely want to keep it up. But I do want to manage it so I'm not shipping 100 or whatever orders, however many orders a day. I want to keep it reasonable. Plus, I'm going to be going on vacation the 18th, and so I don't know whether I want to list stuff or if I just want to chill till vacation and then get back and start listing stuff then.
The
Maybe I'll
18th
list
for how long?
Watsy trainers.
The 18th for how long?
So the 18th is a Saturday. I'll be gone till Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So you'll be back for Pokeflipz?
Oh, with Pokeflipz that week? Did not even
Yeah.
consider that. Did not even consider that.
We'll have to figure that out for the net 2 fans that we have watching. Because wait. My timing's off. I was going to say, I think that's the week I'm going to Fanatics Fest, but no, it's not. Next week is Fanatics Fest. I guess I can talk about that a little bit because I will be going to that before we hop on the next one. But yeah, part of the reason
what's their names? Do you watch the Waveform podcast, guys? They do like a bunch of rankings. They're on YouTube. They have a podcast and they've been nonstop talking about Fanatics Fest.
What's it called?
I forget their names. Hold on. It's Zach and someone. No, it's not Waveform. That's the what the heck is it? Waveform is the tech podcast I watch. Oh god, now I gotta think about it. I'll think about it. Am I subscribed to them?
What's the podcast about?
They just do like a bunch of the podcast is like how makeshift project. That's what it's
makeshift
called.
Project.
Yeah.
So they must be like
Zach and Brian. They're big on like YouTube shorts, but they do like a weekly podcast, and they just do like rankings. They have a bunch of cool shorts. I like watching them. But they're going to Fanatics Fest, and they're like nonstop talking about it.
I'm excited. I guess I don't even know entirely what is going to be going on there, but I'm going to be meeting some of my reps for the first time in person. I actually just got a new rep for live, so I'll get to meet him in person. I never met my old one, but he's leaving the company. Lots of athletes, lots of things going on. I don't care to go get anything signed or whatever, but I guess I'm just interested to check out the vibe. We're gonna do like a little family trip down to New York City. We're gonna take the train down in there and see what's up. Looking forward to it.
It'll be fun.
But card uploader though, I actually have chatted a couple times now with the owner in Discord. He's in the Pokenomics Patreon. Been chatting with him. I might I don't think it's something I'll ever use, but I've just talked with so many people who use it so extensively, so successfully. I might end up chatting with him a little bit deeper. Maybe we'll end up integrating him into some kind of like one of our monthly Zoom calls in Patreon. And yeah, so maybe more to come on that. I don't know if anyone remembers, but like a couple years ago, do you remember Graded Edge? Did you ever watch my video I made on that, or are you familiar with what the website is?
I don't remember that at all now.
So it basically like it identifies plays. It identifies grading margin plays. It looks at the TCG player price for cards. It looks at the PSA price for cards, and it's like, hey, grading cost is this, raw price is this, and you can make this margin: buying, grading, selling. Mm-hmm. The Egyptian sideline just got a yellow card. Looks like the game's just about wrapped up. I think that coach might get ejected.
Oh God.
It's dark. They're not too happy with something. But anyways, Graded Edge was interesting. It was kind of something that like a lot of people do manually. A lot of people will like, oh, hey, let me check out the Celebrations Charizard. Let me check out this latest promo. Let me check out a certain item. And this would kind of like compile all of them together. I made a video on that on my channel a while back. We actually kind of tied it in with the Patreon some. We might do something similar-ish with Card Uploader. Sign up for the Patreon, get some amount of your first free, get like an extended trial. But yeah, It's something I'll never personally use myself. I don't think even Graded Edge. Graded Edge years ago, I used to use a bit more in my standard workflow, trying to help identify some plays. These days, I just grade like everything. I just grade everything in mass. But yeah, have you spoken with the owner of Card Uploader or no?
Yes, just a little bit.
He DM'd you after, so he. I'm trying to think of the progression of it. He either watches Pokeflipz or someone sent him a clip or
no,
a link or whatever.
He watched my YouTube video, and then messaged me. Then we did Pokeflipz, and I didn't see his message until after Pokeflipz. Because like I hate the app version of Discord. I'm never on desktop, but on my phone, I don't see like the message requests. They're like buried somewhere. So like I saw his message request because I had Discord opened to grab the link. So he had messaged. We did Pokeflipz. Then I messaged him and told him, "Oh, you must have just heard us talking about card uploader on Pokeflipz." And he said he didn't catch that one yet, but no, he is a viewer of Pokeflipz and my YouTube channel.
He's a printer too. Yeah. If you want to get, I guess behind the paywall, but he was in our monthly Zoom call last month and gave a little bit of insight into some of what he's got going on, and he might be featured again in a future Zoom call. So check that out. That's the one I just did. Yeah. Here's a good one. Let's see how much we can get out of Nick. M. Sullivan. Nick, have you bought a store yet? And how are you planning on managing inventory there? Does it give you extra allocation?
Ooh, so we are winding down with the store search. I think we'll have. I'm hoping. Keep your fingers crossed. That we'll have better news over the next week or two. But yeah, that's what you're getting for that. That's what you're getting for that right now. we're not talking anything else yet. But yeah, managing inventory, I have no idea. It's a good question. I'll come in every day, look around, make sure everything's there. No, I've always been awful about managing inventory. That's something I've never been good with. So yeah, I have no idea on that. And then extra allocation, not really. You can become so like there's a small advantage to becoming a Play Store where like with distro you get like the play kit, which comes with a case of booster boxes. So for every release you're getting like an automatic extra 6 booster boxes. And then there's some other smaller perks like for reprints or restocks, you get a little bit higher priority. This is all what my rep told me anyway. So there are some perks to it, but is it worth all that extra work that you'd have to put in actually setting up a league, running it? Obviously, I don't know anything about the play side of Pokemon, so I'd have to bring someone on to do all that stuff. So is it necessarily worth all that extra work that's involved? I'm not sure. But I haven't ruled it out yet.
And then there are certain games too where it's like a hard requirement. You have to have a store, you have to have play. But obviously Pokemon specific, it at least for now, I feel like that's something going back years. I said on Pokeflipz at various times that I wouldn't be shocked if someday Pokemon made it a requirement to have a brick and mortar. That would be dark. I would have to scramble to get one. Like Pokemon, is way like demand is way exceeding supply, and one quick way they could kind of get but yeah, I don't know. Part of it wouldn't shock me too much, but then also like the accounts that got them over the past decade, the decade prior to 2020, took allocations of everything, even though it wasn't what it is today. It would be a pretty big slap in the face to like older accounts like ours and your Danny Phantoms and whoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just buy GameStop. Simple.
There we go. Easy.
But yeah, I'm excited to see. The OSP store. What you end up calling it? I'm sure we're not getting
the other thing I gotta think of. But I don't know.
I'm sure we're not getting a Squirtle in the Pokeball with Pokemon in the name over your shoulder. But no, I'm very, very excited to see that journey, and then that one pivots well into M. Sullivan's other question. Dan, pretty cool to see Bierski open his own store. Did Dan's Enterprises help him out with the opening, and how's it going? Not my information to share really directly. I would love for Bierski, and he said he would too. He said there was going to be videos at some point. He said there's going to be content. But that's the way it goes sometimes. People, you got to prioritize the actual business, right? Like I said earlier, 90% doing the business, 10% documenting it. It's hard to justify. It's hard to justify that 10% if and when you might not get hardly any views, right? But Bierski's shop is going very well by everything I can see. So all of his sealed product, or at least 90+% of his sealed product, is my inventory. I drove down to New Jersey a week or two before he opened it, and I helped him kind of like lay it out. I helped him stock it out and lay it out a bit. And every week I get a report. So I have all the numbers, but they're not mine to share. I know how much of my stuff he's sold every week. I guess I don't know his singles and slab sales, but just based off the sealed alone and me knowing what percent of the sealed sales he makes, like I know just a subset of like his gross and his net. But yeah, from knowing what his rent is to knowing a bit of his situation and seeing the numbers that come to me, it's we're booming, and the store is no exception. I would love if and when he makes some content around that, but if he doesn't, and maybe he'll just want to come on. Maybe we'll have him on Pokeflipz down the line, and maybe that's all we'll get out of him. But if we could get him on here and kind of recap and recount the store and how it's gone, and but yeah, I love being able to help create win-wins, and I don't even want to say it in a way like I'm helping him. He's helping me too. We're helping each other. We're helping each other advance by having that like consignment partnership going on.
I'll also add, as an outsider looking in, I don't maybe I'm wrong here. But to me, it seems like Bierski has slowed down streaming. Both in terms of like, I don't know if it's necessarily him taking a day off, but his streams are shorter. And so I think that directly correlates with how good the store is going.
I know exactly his Fanatics. He does a little bit of Fanatics Instant Rips, and
I have no idea about Fanatics. I'm just talking eBay.
He does eBay live streams as well. I know all of it. I have like it's all through the KetchumAllCollectibles channel. So again, like I don't want to give away more than I'm supposed to give away, and even if I was given the green light to share any of it, I would rather just have him on and chat through a bunch of it too. So there's he's been a guest before, but there's another potential future recurring guest to talk about that more in depth at some point. But I've said it before, I don't ever envision myself having a store, but like I love having access to work with him in his store, work with Java to some extent, with the packs in his store, because there are certain things that work for stores that you just couldn't do on stream. If I sent PK or Ponga 20 Blooming Waters, if I sent them 20 of the Prismatic Tin Collection, a lot of those products are really cool. I like the looks of them. I like them. I can see why collectors or whatever would want to have them. but certain items like PK Ponga would kill me if I kept sending them on a recurring basis. Like, hey, ship this, and then just financially too, the bird like paying the extra shipping and whatever, just wouldn't pan out. And I'm able to pay a little bit higher percentage and get more of that stuff through. And it's just interesting to see what the streams sell versus what the stores sell. Like I just this morning, I shipped out a 720 pack restock to Java, and within a 720 pack restock, he needed some more battle styles. He needed some more like he needed sets. Let me pull up my year to date. We maybe have sold 0 battle styles year to date. Let me check. We've probably sold a little bit. We've probably sold a tiny bit on stream, but there's a chance it's 0. Let me see. Where's battle styles? It is 0. We have sold and to be fair, like Ponga and PK probably don't list it, but one thing that they always say, PK actually might be out of battle styles, it looks like. He hasn't asked me to restock it though, so. But if people go in and they ask for a set, like they might not go live with it listed. They will list it if they have it, and they will rip it like gladly. You can hop in and you can ask for any set from Sword Shield base to current. And but yeah, like we've ripped 9 Darkness Ablaze this year on Fanatics. Half a year we've ripped 9. 9. And Java, I think relatively recently, I think Java restocked a little bit of it. So yeah, it's just, again, it's interesting to see what moves in a store versus in a stream, and there's certain products that you just can't reasonably move on a stream altogether.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm excited for. Is I have so many collection boxes. It'll be nice to have a way to get rid of those.
Just host casino nights at your warehouse and call it a brick and mortar. Oh man. Grammar wants to know, how was the Matrix?
Oh, it was actually solid. I enjoyed that. I did that after the stream on the 24-hour stream. I got a nice little pizza. I watched the Matrix. Actually watched that for the very first time. I had never seen that before.
Wait, you stayed up after the 24-hour stream?
I couldn't go right to bed. It was so loud out because everyone was lighting fireworks off.
And it was the 4th of July.
So I had to have something to eat.
You had never seen The Matrix?
I'd never seen that. No.
That's wild. Are you gonna watch the sequels now?
I will at some point. Yes.
I forget how many there are. Are there 3 or 4? 4. The Matrix, Reloaded, Revolutions, Resurrections. And Resurrections is like, it was made 18 years. I don't even know if I watched Resurrections. I might need to watch that.
EXP, the sequels are horrible.
Yeah. You could stop after the first. Yeah, that is interesting. You liked it though?
I did like it. I thought it was solid.
Yeah, watch the first.
Just watch the first and pretend it ends there.
I don't remember Reloaded and Revolutions that well, and I've probably successfully repressed the very bad memories. So, okay, we got a question from Timmy McGee, and this is our final question. He's not here, but he wanted to drop one that he can listen back to later. So if anyone has any other questions, the current backlog is there's no queue. You will be brushed right to the front. Apologies if this has been answered at work and can't listen. Is the buy list going to remain idle this week? Much love from Timmy. Yeah, so I'm trying to. Let me see if I have it queued up in my OBS. I think I do. Where do I have it? I might have it over here. I had to go to my stream thing with the overlay on it. I should have it.
I was wondering why that happened.
I should have it here. So So this was last Monday's buy list. It was me fishing. I'm trying to buy a lot less aggressively, and I guess this gives us a little topic. I can share my anecdote, and you can share if yours matches. But I've been getting buried. Let me come back to the other. I've been getting buried under collection offers. And several months ago, I was paying 85% almost across the board. I was paying 85% just to get stuff coming in. Some people were saying no at 85%, looking for 90%. And then it's like, I was getting buried. I got the Chase line of credit. And even with the Chase line of credit, I couldn't keep up at 85%. So I lowered it to 80%. And what my hot buy list is every Monday, if I need certain items more than others, I'll put my offer above 80% market, which all things considered, like above 80% market, especially historically. Nick and I have been here for over a decade, above 80% of market for no work, fully insured, friends and family, whatever. Very, very reasonable, very, very solid. So every Monday, it's like, hey guys, I need Black Bolt, I need White Flare, I need Scarlet Violet booster case, whatever it may be. I make a list and I post it there on my website, on my Instagram, in Discord. Last week I didn't do one. I'm still buying everything. So everything I'm always buying, but my baseline is 75% now. So nothing is on my hot buy list at 80%. Nothing is qualifying for that higher rate. And honestly, last week at 75%, I bought like an 80K collection. Late last week, I bought a 30K collection again. I like, they've been coming in. Anecdotally, I've talked to some other people who are like me, 7-figure, 8-figure annual buyers. And people are lowering the rates because a lot more people are selling. Summer slowdown. Is it this? Is it that? Like whatever it is, anecdotally, I'm being offered a ton more collections and more people are saying less at lower rates. One thing I always say, don't go broke on good deals and then you'll miss the opportunity to buy a great deal, right? So if you have $1 million a month that you're cash flowing or whatever it may be, and you can spend all that cash flow at 75%, why would you offer 80%? Why would you have a hot buy list? So I don't think I'll make it all summer, but I'm gonna try to go as far into summer as I can without paying 80% on anything. And there's exceptions to every rule. I've had a couple people reach out to me, Dan, I sell to you. Like I have certain people that sell to me every week. They sell to me twice a month, whatever it may be. If it's them and they've got all booster cases, okay. I did a deal earlier this week or over the weekend. I locked down a deal. It hasn't come in yet, but like 82%, it's all booster cases. But then I've bought 20 or 30K in booster cases at 75%. When it was mixed in with like ETB cases and bundle cases, things that I don't like as much. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that? What's your general experiences with your buying? Have you seen a lot more people selling a lot more freely?
I would say I would agree with you on that. I haven't posted anything in a very long time about buying, but there do seem to be a lot more people selling. I guess it depends. There are still definitely people that I buy at 80%, but it's mainly like in the people that like from the live streams, like smaller ish lots of good stuff. I'll still buy at 80%. I would say slowly starting to buy at 75%. But not sealed. Sealed still 80-ish% on most.
And one thing, I guess one difference between us to some extent, and I know occasionally, like Alex, we mentioned him earlier, let's mention him again. There's times where he's paying $1 or $2 more a pack. He might be paying 10-20% more on a pack of a given set. But a lot of times, like, your offers and his offers tend to be a lot more restrictive. My buys generally, like, I'll run deep. I will buy thousands of a set. I will buy 6 figures, collections. So more of like a one-stop shop. I'll even take your crap. I'll pay a little bit lower overall, but I'll take everything. I have outlets for wholesale packs, to repackers. I have, again, like I generally speaking, especially like a year ago, pre the whole arrangement with Bierski, even 6 months ago, pre the whole arrangement with Bierski, I wouldn't want to pay over 70-75% on blooming water collections or like those random Costco things, Seeing Skies, whatever. But now it's like I can pay 75-80% on those because I can put them into Bierski's shop. And one of the big things is like getting it to Bierski's shop. I drove down one time. Him and Spat drove up, and we may or may not have hit up the Turning Stone Casino. So as long as we keep that being a regular thing, I can just have a section. Like I literally have a Bierski pallet in my garage, and in my warehouse once that's done. But it's things that like it doesn't make sense to ship them down to him, but once I drive down there or once he drives up here, throw it in the car. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And you guys live close enough where you can do that once a month or so.
Yep. Hopefully, I DMing Spat the other day. I think it was Spat that I was DMing, or maybe it was in. I don't think it was a DM. I think it was a group chat. But he mentioned that him and Bierski we're gonna be planning their next date for Turning Stone. So
oh, there we go. There we go.
He'll have to take the Bierski pile off my hands again. Stock up. But yeah, I'm gonna. So, and I would always say, like, if you are somebody who sold to me many times, who Timmy McGee is one of those people, shoot me a list. Like, it is so much less time burden and just mental burden to deal with recurring people. I would rather pay an extra 2, 3, 5% to people that I buy from all the time. Because when I post a wider thing in other Discords, and sometimes it takes me half an hour of back and forth negotiation and talking and this and that just to establish, like, okay, yes, I will buy your $1,200 in cards. And I don't mean to say in like a negative or mean way or anything, but like there's a lot of value that I put on frictionless business where you already know that you ship it to this address, you add signature, it's fully insured, you know to put the slip in. When people don't put a slip in with their contact info and where to pay them, now I got to go into my DMs. I got to go into my email. I got to figure out who the hell thing it was, or I got to just put it on my shelf, wait a week for somebody to be upset with me. Dan, why haven't you paid me? Well, tell me what the last 4 of your tracking were, because it's on my naughty shelf of people who didn't tell me who and where to pay. That shelf has not been empty in so long. Either consignments that I guess I have like a digital naughty shelf for consignments that people sent to my Fanatics vault without any notice. Occasionally something ends up on my naughty shelf that I actually had a DM about and I just forgot to put it on my inbound list. Like this weekend, I'm going to be camping. I'm not going to be at my desktop all weekend. I do things on my phone and I try to mark them as unread, but occasionally, like, I end up losing some things in the shuffle there. So sometimes it is my fault, but usually it's just more friction, more issues when I'm dealing with someone for the first time.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you $1,200. I actually, while I was talking there, I guess while both of us were talking over the last few minutes, I did not realize that the Argentina Egypt game, Argentina was down 2-0, like 78 minutes in. Yeah, I turned it on as they were tying it up 2-2, but they had only just cut the lead in half 10 minutes prior to that. So that was a real big scare for Argentina.
Wow.
Let's see. The Matrix 2 video game is the first time I broke a GameCube remote. That's hilarious. No question backlog boom is over, folks.
It's over. It's done.
The Pokeflipz boom has been over for quite some time.
Was there ever a Pokeflipz boom?
We had 100 live viewers in here before, hadn't we?
I don't know if we have.
What was our peak? We're definitely not at our peak currently.
Like 89. I think we've gotten close to 100.
My personal channel too is really feeling the summer slowdown. It's funny because like I normally I don't really care, honestly. I don't look that much at like my last 28-day subscribers. My last 28-day subscribers is like 80 subscribers on my main channel. The reason that I know is because like I'm at 9,820 subscribers, something like that. I'm like 2.5 months away from hitting 10K at my current anemic growth rate. I want to say like over the past year, my average last 28 days was probably like plus 200 subs. So I would be less than a month away from 10K subs in that instance. But no, it's really summer slowing down my live viewership and subscribers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is dumb. my videos are doing so. Is it even worth making YouTube videos? Speaking of, YouTube, the best platform. It's so dumb. I don't think I've had a video that has more than 500 views since I started making videos.
Did you? So here's a good time to segue this in. Did you see? You probably didn't. Did you see my live last week? Or if you didn't see my live, did you see the YouTube shorts that I clipped from it?
I did not know.
This is a good topic to bring up because I think we're going to disagree on it.
Oh boy. Okay.
Let's hash it out. I did it last week.
Can we before we get into this main topic, can you entertain chat for a minute? Because I do have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, go do that because we're going to need you here for this one. Everyone prepare yourselves because this is going to be some drama maybe. Dan, if you need an extra caddy for Fanatics Fest, I live 30 minutes away from Javits. I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, I'm going to be at Fanatics Fest probably Thursday, maybe Friday. I think I have access to it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to try to get out before Sunday, before the I don't know how much traffic around Javits will necessarily feel the World Cup final being over at MetLife. Like the capacity of the capacity of the stadium is a fixed amount, right? So whether it's a Jets or a Giants game that's sold out, or whether it's the World Cup game, I guess the World Cup will have a bit more people probably around it, but it shouldn't be crazy. Either way, I'm still planning on getting out of the city Saturday evening, I think, before the World Cup final. I'm starring a couple comments questions. I missed the one and only giveaway stream. Y'all fell off year one. Even my main channel, now we're up to 50 because I talked about some drama incoming. But I even my main channel, like I probably peaked a year ago. I was getting like 200 concurrent viewers in a lot of my streams. I think that was a year ago, like Destin Rivals time. And then it was like down 100-ish, and then it was around 150 again. I think I'm back around like 80 to 100 on my main channel for concurrent viewers, but it's all over the place. Dan having a naughty shelf is wild. It sounds wild when you say it that way, but I guess that's the way that I said it though too. Oh, I'm not vending Fanatics Fest, so I'm just gonna be walking in and out. No inventory or anything. Anyways, let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss starring anything, and then we'll talk about the drama.
Okay.
Okay. So the drama, and we're gonna be on different sides of this, I think, and I hope. Did you see the whole drama around Jarchomp and Oyama with the $2,500?
Oh God, that went viral.
So you did see it. So
I did see that.
What is your stance on the whole $2,500 course, masterclass, whatever it's called?
It's not a course. It's not a course.
Masterclass, whatever it is.
I think that's so dumb. You think it's no? I think that is.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna taint you at all.
I hate the idea of that. I think they're both just abusing their viewership at this point. Because obviously, yes, I think you're gonna say it's people have their own decision whether they want to pay for it or not. But the viewership that Garchomp and the other guy have are mainly like the casual people in the hobby. So if they see some get rich quick scheme, they're more likely to sign up for it. And so I think that's just using and abusing your audience at that point. I'm not a fan of it.
So I'm not a consumer of it. I'm not going to go out there and buy it. Do I think others should go out there and buy it? I don't know everyone out there in the market. Do I think that there's a specific subset of people that this could serve well? Absolutely. BUY or BYE. Buy or buy. Who the hell cares? Where's the victim? Where's the victim in this situation? There are adults out there that have expertise in the market. They vend at a very high level. They create content at a very high level, and they're offering their services. They're offering their brains. They're offering their input. They're offering their guidance. That whatever you want to call it, in some form of a package for $2,500. In this market, $2,500 is nothing. What are we talking about? Like $2,500. I probably have a gray felt hat hiding somewhere that I like lost when I had a case of 400 of them back when they were $100 a piece. So my take is like, why do people get so offended over things that don't affect them whatsoever? And I don't know if this is a meme or not, but Boston Pokemon says Dan likes it because he wants to do it himself. I don't want to. And this is further rant that like I withheld and I came up with later. But I had a lengthy rant. If you go to my Instagram, there's like 4 shorts in a row where I have red lights in the background. You can clearly tell that it's a red light Dan rant. I won't get that heated this time, but I got heated last week in my live stream. We're booming. There are people making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in this space in Pokemon right now as we speak. Hundreds of thousands. There are people making over $1 million net in this market right now. And people are trying to say that $2,500 is too much. I don't want to do one myself because I don't want to work for that little. Do the math. $2,500 over 8 weeks, over how many messages and this and that. They're probably making less than $300 an hour. I charge $300 an hour for consults, and I don't like doing consults. From the perspective of like, and this is some people are gonna not like this. Some people are gonna get fired up over this, especially Brad. The 3 least profitable things I do in the Pokemon space, and maybe I'll have to clip this one through Opus. The 3 least profitable things that I do in the Pokemon space in order are Pokeflipz and my personal YouTube. I answer all the questions for free, and shout out to Garchomp and Oyama. They do live streams every other week too, midweek with champs. Go super chat $1 and you'll get jumped into the front of the line. Go ask a question for free and they might answer it for free. I don't know their policies on DMs, and they're way bigger accounts. They probably don't touch all their DMs like I do, and you likely do. But so the free option is there. The $1 option is there in a super chat, whatever. And you don't have to buy the most expensive option. But my 3 least profitable things, divided like amount of money I make divided out by the amount of time it takes. YouTube, for one, I make the least money by far. Indirectly, the consult, everything else that it helps. Like, okay. But as crazy as this sounds, $300 an hour for my consults, especially this summer, one of my least profitable hourly things. For me to run a course that I sold for $2,500 that I put more than 10 hours time into, that would be one of the least profitable wings of my business. I don't want to do that. And I again, like, it borders on, I do have some insider info on some of their business levels and such that I obviously won't share. But even without, I know so many people making so much more than $250 an hour. And this is probably not the most profitable portion of their business. As crazy as it sounds, and I'm going to say this about myself too, to not put themselves in it, I do the $300 consults. I see that as more of like a service. I see that as more of like a, like I will work for less money to help other people out. That's what this YouTube channel is to some extent too. There are clowns out there. There are clowns out there that will cry. Dan is saying that his $300 hour consult is a charity. I mean, to some extent, I am providing, if the right person comes in with the right questions, and they have, I've literally talked with 8-figure businesses who are only paying me $300 an hour to get access to 12 years worth of expertise in the space and handling over $10 million for 6 months. And then I'm going a different avenue this time than I did last week, but another avenue that I went last week. Okay, so the Poke Morality Police say that $2,500 for a course is too much, not allowed, not any good. It's funny because I clipped this and the comments went a different way because they thought I was saying something else. I said okay, I'm not allowed to pay an expert in the Pokemon space who's making multiple 6 figures, who's operating at a high level in their space. I'm not allowed to do that. Am I allowed to pay a nutritionist? Eat green food. Don't eat fat, don't eat sugar, don't drink soda, drink water. But like, it's all simple, it's all easy, because that's what people were saying. Buy it 80%, sell it 100%. Like, go vend shows. Like, it's all easy. Yes, it's all easy. Why do you pay a fitness coach? Run, pick up a heavy object, put a heavy object down. It's all simple, it's all basic. But like having a group, having the accountability, having the back and forth with an expert in the field, there's value to that. It's funny because people who watch my Instagram reel, they thought that I was saying that nutritionists are a joke, that fitness coaches are a joke. I was in support of paying experts in the space, and the way that it came across, because I was being sarcastic in my reel without context. I just spilled out a lot. What are your thoughts on all that? Do I have any valid points there, or is it all a stupid joke and they're scammers for even offering that?
The biggest thing for me, like along with what DJ Poke Center, it's not you're not just doing it for $2,500. You're doing it for $2,500 times the number of people in the course. So yes, they probably spent a good bit of time making this course, but once it's done, it's done. You'll go through and edit a few things here and there. There'll be like some examples of stuff that are like one-off circumstances that you'll have to add in and stuff. But once you spend your however long they spent building this, it's done. So now you're making $2,500 times the 20 people that are in there for this course. And then say it goes over well. Then you make another $2,500 times another 20 people. And you're not doing anything because it's already built. It's the same. It's the same as I don't know if I should say it's the same as teachers, but it's the same as teachers. Your first year of teaching is the hardest year because you're building all your lectures and all that. From there on out, yes, I'm not saying teachers don't work hard. My mom's a teacher and she works hard, but from once you have your lectures,
but she should make 50% less after her first year.
Once you have the lectures built, it's just going through them every year and making sure it's still relevant. It gets a lot easier.
And again, like, I'm never going to be in this course. I'm never going to be taught by your mom, or my wife's a teacher too. She's never going to teach me anything in her classes, but good teachers teach to the student. So good teachers create a curriculum. They create this body of work. They're somewhat experts in their field. They went to get certified to teach kids or teach whatever audience that they're in. And good teachers, though, they'll see a kid struggling and they'll see a kid that like nuance. They'll see a kid in the gray area. They'll see a kid that isn't getting it, and they'll customize it to them. And again, like, I don't know how much of that is happening, but like, I don't effing care. The lights aren't red, so I won't say the actual curse word. I don't care. Why do you people care? Are you guys buying it? So you guys are worried about the value proposition. I don't feel like there's $2,500 proposition of value. Well, you know what? I don't think a Rolex has $50,000 proposition of value. I don't think a Lamborghini has $500,000 proposition of value. So you know what? I'm not sitting here. I can't believe they're selling $500,000 cars. I would only pay $50,000 for that car. Wah. I don't like Nick. You're wearing a watch. What did that watch cost?
I don't know, 400, 400.
Like, do you want to cry for the next half an hour about how Rolex makes a watch that costs 100 times and yours tells time 99.99999% is accurate? Like what are we talking about? Who cares? Who cares is my point. Who cares? Don't buy it. BUY. I'm not going to BUY, so I'm going to BYE. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do. There's no line.
You gotta also. Sorry, go ahead. You can finish. Go finish what you were saying.
Finishing my rant for the clip that's incoming. There's no lying. There's no cheating. There's no stealing going on. No one's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happy birthday, America! 250 years. Hopefully, 250 more to go. But I don't know if we're gonna make it. Why cry about something that does not affect you? And now you go, and I'll come back further. I'll come back further.
I think you also have to keep in mind, like, who's watching, what is the intended audience of Garchomp's channel and the other guy. I don't know the other guy at all, so I'm sorry for just saying Garchomp, because I actually know his content, but their content is geared towards casual people. It's the vast majority of what they put out is geared towards casual people who aren't running 6-7 figure businesses. It's new people in the space. It's people who are fans of Garchomp and the other guy. So I think it's not like you building a course. It's because you have such a narrow viewership. The people who are watching Pokeflipz in your channel are the people who do have businesses and would benefit from this. I don't think the people who watch their channels are the people who would benefit from this. It's people who see like a get rich quick type of thing and say, oh, I can sign up for this course and be super successful without already running a business. Or it's people who are just fans of them and want to interact with them. I don't think it's people who are actually gonna be successful after this one course.
So I've done consults for people. A year ago, my consult rates were $100 an hour, and similarly, that $100 an hour was less than my average wage that I made like all of last year. I was way undercharging for what I was doing. I raised it up. I tripled it to $300 this year because like I just don't want to do them that much, and even still, it's one of my lower hourly rates that I make in this space, which is crazy to say, but it's true. And I did consults with people a year ago that I follow up on 6 months ago. I followed up with them 6 months ago at the new $300 hour rate, but I did consults with people with $1 million liquid cash and zero knowledge of the Pokemon space. One of the dumbest arguments in the whole thing: everything is out there for free. Everything is out there for free. Yeah. You got to listen to all the morons crying about these $2,500 courses that don't affect them. That's some of the BS that you have to wade through for free. If you can go straight to me, if you can go straight to Garchomp, straight to Oyama, if you can go straight to a guy who's operating at a high level, and the whole like teachers went, doctors went, they went through this actual coursework, and there's no Pokemon school, there's no Pokemon bachelor's degree. And honestly, I think again, I don't know the content of the course, but knowing the guys behind it, it's probably pretty solid. And again, like I'll toot my own horn to some extent. If you come with good questions, I give you good advice in the one-to-one thing. 99% of the advice that I give in my $300 an hour consults, did I put it out there for free in a Pokeflipz? Yes. Did I put it out there for free in one of my own live stream Q&As, in one of my videos? Yes. But the gray area, the nuance, that's where everything happens. So in these consults, people give me, I have a wife, she makes 50 grand a year. I'm an engineer, I make 100 grand a year. Here are all my numbers. Here's all my things. Dan, what would you do in this situation? Dan, what did you do in this situation? And that's where like all the value comes. I go back to the watch thing too. It's like okay, well, Dan, I just fundamentally I don't agree with the price. I'm wearing right now. Well, this is my shirt. This is go check out the fourth wall link down in the description on my channel at least. You can buy this shirt for $20. There are companies that make t-shirts for $200. I'm never gonna buy one. I'm never gonna buy a $200 t-shirt. But am I gonna spend my life crying about how $200 t-shirts exist? Am I gonna spend my life crying about how $50,000 watches exist? I'm not a consumer of those. There is a demand for them. There is a subset of people. So it's like if you're trying to make the argument that no subset of people exists for that content, for $300 an hour consults, for $2,500 masterclasses, well, I'll tell you one objective statement of fact. A year ago, 6 months ago, last month, probably next month, I have done consults with people who say, Dan, I have $1 million. And you know what a lot of the people have in common? They do a consult with me. They say, last week, I just did a consult with Jake, my partner, Pokenomics Jake with the Patreon. I just did a consult last week with SM Pratt. And I've had people tell me this too, which some people are going to be mad about this. I've had people say, Dan, why are you doing consults for $300 an hour? Why aren't you charging more? I just did one with XYZ for this much money. I just did one with this guy. And what they're doing is they are people with $1 million or hundreds of thousands of dollars that they're looking to deploy into creating a business, into whatever they're doing, investing. They spend $2 or $3 grand or $4 grand or $5 grand up front consulting with all the experts they can find that are offering their time for way too cheap. And then they just hone their intended actions with that guidance, and they refine their intended game plan basically, and then they go out and they do 7 figures, 8 figures of business. We're talking about 2,500 being expensive. Look at the market that we're in. I just handled $10 million through my business bank accounts. $10 million in January through June. And $2,500 is, and I know that's GMV. That's not net. That doesn't mean it. People are so effing dumb.
I still think it comes down to the audience. Like the people that you're doing consults with have already done their research. They already know what they're talking about because they found you. When you're not popping up when people search Pokemon investing, but Garchomp's is. So it just all comes down to the audience.
So, let me distill it. It's damaging to the audience.
Yes.
So okay.
I think they are taking advantage of the fact that the average viewer who watches their channel doesn't know better.
I've got you so good, Nick. I've got you so good, and you don't even know what's coming.
What do we got?
So Garchomp and Oyama are being irresponsible by not vetting. And again, like, I've never gone through their course. You've never gone through the course. So they could be vetting. And I saw some of the DMs that were
they're literally advertising the course as something that's not going to be beneficial for people who are already high level, doing 5-6 figures of business.
It's more of a beginner thing. So people didn't like a beginner. Some beginners have $1 million liquid cash.
I
know that. I talked with them. I've talked with them.
That is not the majority, though.
It doesn't need to be the majority.
Minority.
There's only 20 courses. There's only 20 seats in the course or class or master class or bachelor's program or whatever it's called. Anyways, one thing that I'm going to say, Nick, I sell through eBay Live, through Fanatics Live, through everything. I sell a lot of Pokemon cards. And you're worried about this potentially being damaging to some of the audience. Nick, I'm going to tell you this, and maybe this is going to be a harsh reality. There are people on eBay Live that will divorce in the coming years over their finances. They will divorce over their cardboard addiction. They are ruining themselves financially with Pokemon card addictions and whatever you want to call it. Are you sussing all of those out, or are you vetting all of that? Are you like doing all the proper things? And there's going to be people probably that engage with that course that shouldn't. The same way there's people who engage with our sales channels that shouldn't. But is that really on us, or is there a thing called personal responsibility that people should have, and people should go in as an adult, $2,500 in hand? Should people be able to identify for themselves whether or not that's the right thing for them? Can we give people that personal responsibility? Because I guarantee, capital G word, there are people that spent money with you in the past 12 months that are ruining themselves financially in the space, myself included. PK Ponga streams, like all the names, all the people. There are people super chatting, Jar Chomp and Oyama, that are putting that on a credit card and don't have the money to pay it. There are people doing all kinds of horrific things at the local bar that's within 5 miles of every single person listening here today. There is someone drinking their liver away. Like, there's all that stuff's happening. To what extent are you responsible to make sure that every counterparty is engaging with you only in a perfect way? I guess is the question.
I see it as two different things. Because I'm not over there streaming saying, hey, buy this card and you'll get rich. They're over there advertising, buy this course and you'll be able to grow a business into 5-6 figures. You'll be able to start a successful YouTube channel. I still see it as two different things.
I did point out the irony of I'm basically telling people, you're not affected. Why do you care? As I'm also not affected and also caring. So like, I do appreciate the very thick irony within this. And I said all that last week in my thing. I think it's a fun conversation. I think it's crazy. And one thing that I said too, and I didn't call out any of them by name, but there are a subset of channels out there way more successful than my channel, way more successful than Pokeflipz, that literally all they do is bask in all this drama. And those people feasted. And some subset of their viewers, all they want is the drama. They're sat back in their chair. They've got their popcorn. They're eating away. And they're just in it for the drama. If you're in it for the drama and this is a reality show to you, go into it. Who cares? Talk about how dumb and how... But like, if you're a business in the space and you're getting caught up in, and it's like you're putting any amount of your mental energy in a boom, worried about other business people in the space selling their expertise for $2,500, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Like, that's the whole, I brought up the whole crabs in a bucket thing. A whole bucket of crabs. The ocean is right over there. They're all trying to escape so they don't get boiled in a pot. And some of them are down in the bottom of the pot with the popcorn, and they're pulling everyone down that's trying to climb out. Like that's their goal. What is it? Don't get into a mudslinging fight with a pig. Whatever the saying is, there's some saying, because like that person will like it. That person, like, their goal is to get in all that drama, and that's all they're seeking to do. But if you're seeking to advance yourself in the space, and then you're crapping on other people that are operating at a high level in the space, offering some kind of an ability for people to potentially expedite some of that, don't say go watch Wide Open. You like, it's all out there for free. That's the dumbest response to any of it. Because like, generalities.
I do think, yes, that is kind of dumb to just say go watch it for free. But at the same time, it does make sense. All the stuff is out there for free. I think it's better to try and learn it yourself and put in the work yourself and fail and learn from those mistakes than to just listen to some random person talk about it.
Everyone's a different learner. Everyone has different financials. And one of my points too that I clipped and I put in my Instagram reel, people were talking as if $2,500 was a lot of money. To a lot of people, it is.
It's a lot of money.
Nick, there are, I guarantee you, objective statement of fact, there are people with hundreds of thousands of dollars of liquid cash that have no knowledge on the Pokemon space. Is it dumb of them to go pay me $300 to have a chat for an hour, to go pay Jake however many hundreds of dollars his is to talk for an hour, to go pay Scott? I think last I knew his was $500. Maybe it's more than that now. I've had consults with businesses too. I've had contact with like people who are running a digital rip type platform. I've had people do consults that are taking that, and Should my average viewer who has not yet bought or sold anything come spend $300 with me? No, probably not. But for the right people, there is a proper clientele for that. If you're not in that, who the hell cares? Move on. And again, I say that ironically as I'm bringing this up and creating this as a look at our viewership, Nick. Look at all these drama llamas. We've doubled our viewership since ranting about this.
Viewership. I gotta go. Let me refresh YouTube.
70. This is a record in our past 12 months. Okay, Nick. Forget everything I said about drama channels. Every 2 weeks, bring all your drama. We're gonna put people in the thumbnail. We're gonna be calling people out by name. I get why people do it because it's very successful, but like I'm getting a little fired up and people, I couldn't do this every other week. I can't talk about other people in that way every other week. It's so exhausting. And I'm doing it from the perspective, I could be doing it from the angle of just shitting on the people who shit on other people. I'm taking it as like, let me wipe all the shit off these people because they don't deserve it. That's the side that I'm coming from. But the other side of that is like these drama channels, I don't blame them because there's a demand for it. Clearly, look at our live viewership or wherever the live viewership is for you guys. So I don't blame the people that are here to only be entertained. I do feel bad for the people who are trying to advance themselves as businesses and they're getting caught up doom scrolling through Instagram, doom scrolling through YouTube, and they're having emotional reactions to this $2,500 masterclass or whatever it is, and it's taking away their energy and time from actually advancing themselves in the space as a business because it's not built for you. It has no effect on you. Live and let live. The world would be a better place if more people would just live and let live. Now, if there was lying, cheating, stealing, if something actual bad was going on, if there was a victim, yes, let's save the victims. And if there are victims of this, they are victims of their own stupidity and the fact that and at scale, there will be victims of this. There will be people enrolling in that course that do not get that value from it. But, and this is where I pushed back a few minutes ago, we have victims, Nick. We have victims of our live streams. And there are people that should not be in them, spending money that they do not have, and they are wrecking themselves. And it is what it is. Personal responsibility. That's my whole take.
I still see, yes, similar, but I still see that as two different things. Because it all comes down to the promises. You're not promising people that they're going to get rich off buying this, or they're going to become successful off buying this. And no, the Garchomp's not promising that either, but they're saying that.
Dan gives off the energy of someone who has written up multiple times at his job for drama. I'm very apolitical in life. I'm very, and some people might be able to relate. Some people probably I think the majority of people are these people. You go to a get together with a bunch of old, I think about my fantasy football draft. It's a lot of old high school friends, and you go, and it's like there are certain type of people that all they want to do is talk about other people's drama, and they talk about. And I remember now we're a lot more advanced in age. When did I graduate high school? I'm coming up on 20 years high school graduation. But it's like people are, it's what's going on in your life? People are talking about who's pregnant and who's getting divorced and who got arrested and who. It's like, I really don't care. It's like, I came here to hang out with you and I want to talk like what I've got going on in life, what you got going on in life. But a lot of people at these picnics, at these parties, at these gatherings of whatever kind, they just want to, and whether that's, we're not going to bring politics, people just want to get wrapped up in these things that have little to no effect on their day to day, but they put so much of their mental energy and bandwidth into it that it keeps them from getting ahead in life, in business, in whatever. And I guess ultimately a lot of people just don't have goals to advance themselves and just love playing around in the muck. I guess is what it comes down to.
Yes, I think that is a big part of it. Everyone just jumping on the bandwagon. But I don't know. Do people spend that much time thinking about it and talking about it?
Did you hear about Eric Drinks Water? He got arrested while pregnant, and he has a $2,500 baby. Did you hear about that? I get so like it's there's definitely that part of you. There's definitely that part of you that has some morbid curiosity of some things of that nature. But it's like I just I don't know. I think it's really dumb. I think it's all really dumb. Trying to cancel and you go into their comments. I don't watch all of them. I definitely watch a lot less Pokemon content than I did several months ago. But the first several midweek champs, I watched them all. So you're saying the content isn't for XYZ and they get tens of thousands of views. I'm sure there are people who have never sold a Pokemon card watching. I'm sure there are people who have a negative $50,000 net worth. I'm sure there are people who have a multi-million-dollar net worth who have never bought or sold a Pokemon card who might have desire to buy or sell a Pokemon card. At their scale, to think that there might be 20 viewers that would have and mind you, the course filled. The course filled. So like there is demand for it amongst all the noise. Don't you think that analogy is good? You're wearing a $400 watch. I'm not a watch guy. If I ever wore a watch, it would be like a $4, $24, whatever a $24 watch is that would tell the time just as well as your $400 watch. You don't have an
iPhone, so you can't get a fancy Apple Watch.
Wouldn't it be weird to just like constantly be crying about how $50,000 watches exist and how possibly could anyone ever want that? And it's like there are 7 billion, 8 billion people on this planet. Not everyone is you. Just because you don't want the $2,500 course doesn't mean that there isn't 1 or 20 or 200 people of the 7 or 8 billion other people that might want it. And again, like if you want to take it to the extreme, I think there are people on YouTube all over in the Pokemon space, outside of the Pokemon space, that are like selling snake oil. They've not been here long. They have no clue what they're doing, whatever it may be. But one thing I like about Garchomp and Oyama, they are in it, walking the walk, documenting it, showing you what they're doing, vending at a high level, making content at a high level. They've got the subscribers. They've got the GMV. They've got the net. They've got everything going on. So, yeah, you can either buy or not buy. And go ahead. I'm done.
No, I just don't think, because I don't like the watch analogy, because it's not a product you're buying, it's a service. People aren't complaining, oh, they can't afford an illustrator. Yes, people are, but it's not as much to the extent. Whereas this is more of a service that you're having to buy. So I don't know. I don't like the watch analogy there.
And one thing on the whole education and everything, this is funny. It's anecdotal, but I spent $200,000 retail value. I have a piece of paper somewhere in this office. I spent $200,000 to acquire. There were scholarships. There was my parents helped some. I did it some myself, and there were loans and all different angles. $200,000 was spent on a course to be a chemical engineer, and I'm not using it today. Was I scammed?
I know.
Other people got. I would
also
got the same degree. Other people got the same degree through other colleges for only $100,000. Some got it for only $50,000. Some got it for only $30,000, maybe through a state school or whatever. I went into it as an adult, as a grown man, knowing what I was going to spend and what I was going to get. And there's a lot of this too. The whole American dream is dead, and I'm a victim, and everyone told me to go to college, and they told me to do this and do that, and now there's no dream job for me, and I can't live where I want to live. And I could go on that rant for a long time, and I have. But there's just a lot of professional victims out there. There are victims of things that don't affect them whatsoever, and that is one of the worst parts about humanity. And that is one of the worst things about society. Like in the world we live in today, one of the worst things is everyone feeling the need, as I feel the need to have my opinion heard on something that doesn't affect me. I know the irony. I get it. But that is one of the worst things about the world today, is how everyone thinks that they're the center of the universe. Ironically said by a YouTuber that has his opinions known on some things. But it's just wild.
I think that's the thing at the end of the day, though, is they can make a course. Everyone can have an opinion on it. And yes, you're going to hear about those opinions because of what time we live in now with Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff. That's all it is. I honestly don't think there's people like dwelling on it. Are there? It was like a 2-day thing, and then everyone stopped talking about it.
That persists, though. That's been going on for years. 5 years ago, it was Patreon paywalls, and then now it's this, and it's always something. They are very fickle. They ebb and flow, and they move on to the next thing, There are entire channels that all they do is cry about everything that doesn't affect them.
Yeah, but do they actually care, or are they doing that because other people care?
Well, some of them are just out to get the bag, and again, there's demand.
That's all it is. I honestly don't think the drama channels care. I think it's all an act to get views.
I think some of them are very much holier than thou. I am the morality police. I am the judge, jury, executioner. I think some of them definitely are that way. But some of them are just like, there are professional victims as an act to get that bag. And I can't fault them for that. Like, some of them are making $100,000 plus, crying on the internet. Mm-hmm. They're crushing it. I already forgot about it until Dan brought it up, Potster. Oh, man. I am not a featured professor in Georgetown's course. It's probably been a couple years now, but I was actually approached. To be involved in something like that, and I didn't end up going for it. But no, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It did double our concurrent viewership though on Pokeflipz, so I'm glad we talked about it.
Look at that! Look at that! An actual topic we disagree on.
And again, like, Julia is in K-pop space. There are people that spend 10 grand to meet their K-pop idol to talk to them for 2 minutes. Again, like, I think personal responsibility, everyone can deem what value they attribute to each individual thing, but it's very narcissistic to paint your situation across 8 billion people, and that's what most of it comes down to. I don't value this $2,500. I am outraged that they would price this $2,500 because I would never buy it. So let me talk to everyone else who's also outraged about that. Meanwhile, there's 50,000 people watching a video who aren't the target demo, and there are 20 people involved in that course, like, having a good and you know what? Like, if they don't have a good experience, they'll probably get $2,500 in value crying to some one of these channels and going on a live stream and talking about how bad it was. And who knows? Maybe that's actively going on. There could be a mole amongst the 20. There could be somebody wearing a wire. There could be somebody recording every interaction. And you know what I do when I'm doing my $300 an hour consults? I'm almost surprised it hasn't happened to some extent at some point yet. Brad, go covert and spend $300 and record the whole thing. I'm almost surprised. All that $10 paywall drama, all the consult drama, like, this is the same thing, just with a different flavor. I'm almost surprised there hasn't been some expose on one of them. Mine, Pokenomics Patreon, or the SM Pratt one. I'm almost surprised there hasn't been some big expose where people are leaking SM Pratt's secret Patreon recordings or Pokenomics secret Zoom recordings. I do know one thing that happens. People cry about it existing, and then they share the private link, and a bunch of people watch it for free. That's always happened. People actively crying about something happening while stealing it. So I always say, like, me above, I'm not a religious person, but my highest governing things, I don't need the threat of eternal damnation in hell to be a good person. I'm not religious, but I live by these rules, morals, whatever you want to call them. I think every religion has their own version of, like, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. the Constitution of the United States. I think it's a very great country. Is it the best country ever? Could it not improve? Different conversations. But do not infringe on another's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is a guiding principle I use in my life. Ironically, the same people who cry about, and this is repressed energy from years ago. People who cry about paywalls and evil paywall discords and consults and $2,500 master classes. They literally steal. They steal a product that is created and sold by other people. I don't like that person is creating and selling a product, so I'm gonna steal it. There are people that one person subscribes to a certain Patreon and they share the link, and that is theft. That it doesn't count. People and I don't want to go too far down this because I'll really alienate some people, but it's wild to me, the mental gymnastics that some people go through. I could pivot into some other very good analogies, but it just gets so weird. I guess I'll just do it. We're out here. We might as well do it. People justify stealing. People justify stealing from Walmart. They justify stealing from Amazon because they're a big evil company and billionaires are evil and they shouldn't exist and blah, blah, blah. Billionaires have only gotten to where they are by stealing and lying and cheating from other people. So then they justify their own bad actions. Like, two wrongs don't make a right, blah, blah, blah. All these things. It's just wild to me, the mental gymnastics to which people can go. And it's funny, honed in on this Pokemon space. You can kind of find analogous things in real life where the hypocrisy and the lack of consistency amongst different things is just it's wild. It's very wild. Does any of that make any sense, or am I just entirely unhinged and I lost everyone on everything?
No, I think it does make sense. I do think it does make sense.
Like this kind of thing. I'm the guy who if they return me an extra 20, or I pay everything with card these days, so it's not a thing. But I'm the guy who would give the 20 back, the 50 back, the 100 back, whatever it may be. It's really weird. Someone asked, I haven't seen one Pokemon question come in, otherwise I would have taken them. Dan's about to get clipped, and it's not going to be from a Pokemon channel. Oh, no. I don't know if that's good or bad. Naked and Afraid PokeTuber edition would be incredible. I saw someone say something about
wild.
I saw someone say something about Love Island earlier. Do you watch any of those shows currently?
No.
Years ago, probably when I was a teen or whatever, I used to watch Big Brother, bunch of people living in the house, all the drama, all the different that's a lot of people's lives, and
they're so popular.
It's I get it to some extent, but some people try to bring too much of that, I think, into every space they live in. They love Love Island, but they also like Pokemon, but they also like K-pop, they also like whatever, and they just want everything to be Love Island. They want everything to be Big Brother. They want and it's just wild. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. It was earned. Just wait until we have Love Island Pokemon Vendor Edition. And I love I say it multiple times because I do appreciate the irony. Other people talked about drama, not me, as I'm talking about drama. I do understand, appreciate, but I do. They're big boys. They can stand up for themselves. I promise they did not ask me to talk about this. I talked with both Jarchomp and Oyama a little bit, and I'm like, would you be mad at me if I think it's dumb how everyone has to throw their 2 cents in. I asked them permission to throw my 2 cents in, and they're like, everyone else is doing it. Why not you? Go at it. Obviously, free world, blah blah blah. But I did talk to them both a little bit about it, and I'm like, I apologize if this causes any additional drama to you, but I'm gonna rant about it some. And yeah. And honestly,
so some would say you're as bad as all the other channels out there.
But you know what?
I didn't know this was a planned thing you talking about it. I thought it just came up in the live. Oh,
I am
my
doing it on a
goodness.
very specific, like, and it's funny because like I'm gonna say that I didn't do it, which will automatically make me be doing it. But like I'm not a drama channel. Remember the week where it was Jason Page? We did talk about it a tiny bit, 1 or 2 Pokeflipz ago. Remember the Jason Page, the Gengar, the blah 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 blah.
Yep.
I didn't, and the drama tubers get put in a funny spot with that because they say something and they're all one way, and then more information comes out. And in this instance, it's probably not going to go that same way, but it's just ironic. Like I'm not ever like making a video on that would have gotten a ton of views that week, as everyone that made it did. I'm never going to be that. I'm consciously choosing my battles to fight, and I might choose one a year. I might choose one a year. The Jarchomp Oyama course, barring anything else unforeseen coming up in the next 12 months, that's probably going to be my one that I throw my 2 cents in on. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about the business's GMV. I'm going to talk about gross versus net. I'm going to talk about CGC versus BGS versus PSA. But look at that engagement, 71 concurrent viewers because we talked about drama.
You kind of talk about that more often.
It's tempting, isn't it? You make one video, you make one short, you give one viral response to some viral happenings in the space, and then a lot of people just run with that and they grow their whole channel off that. They grow their whole channel off other people in their thumbnail and knocking other people down, and I could just never do that.
No.
I can't wait for that. I sold my collection to buy Oyama's Not a Course, Don't Sue, and now I live at McDonald's. No, and Brad saying this kind of as a meme. There are people that like do not get $300 of value from my consult. It's their fault. It is actually their fault. I'm gonna pump myself up a bit here. I've been around the space. I know a lot of ins and outs of the space, and if you come to me with the right questions, I will give you the right links to follow up on. I will give you some of the right answers and the resources, and a lot of that I do for free. But if you pay for the time, like, take it seriously. Bring good questions to it. 99% of people do. Not 93% of people do. I don't know how many consults I've done, but like it's only been 1 or 2 people who didn't. So whatever that math works out to. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. Did you see any? Oh, here's one. If Pokemon merged with another TCG, which would strategically be the best? I think the obvious answer is none. They're the biggest, they're the best. They're only going to go backwards.
I don't know if Pokemon would benefit from anyone. I think it would be the other way around. Whatever other TCG would benefit more than Pokemon. So yeah, I don't know. I'd say selfishly Lorcana. I think that'd be kind of cool. Disney and Pokemon.
It feels like there's things you could do with any of them, but yeah, I guess I'll piggyback off that. The issue is there's no recourse for the buyer if this isn't successful. Going back to the course thing, I'll get like spend $2,500 ripping packs and end up with $200 in singles, and there's no recourse. Go to the casino and lose $2,500. There's no recourse. Go like anything. So some people might just again, everyone's situation is different. I'm boycotting paying for doctors. We reproduce fine since the 1500s. And again, like, don't like the irony. Don't you think defending the course to death like this is on par with the people saying it's not worth it? Yes. No one asked for my opinion. Well, somebody did in my live stream solicit the opinion, but I'm no better than the people on the other side with respect to talking about things that have no effect on me. The only exception being they have a little bit of an effect on me because I have had people give the same negativity towards consultations. If I were to offer consultations more publicly, if I posted And I've never posted about $300 an hour consults on Instagram, partially because I know the pitchfork mob could end up being there. Because of my following being smaller, because of being antiviral, it probably won't pop off the same way Jar Chomp and Oyama did. But part of the reason that Patreon and the consults have always been very minimally advertised is because people are clowns. So I think I'm a little more able and to validly comment, but like I do appreciate the irony for sure. I have more things starred. Oh, do you guys find that sealed product is slowing down in sales? Nick, is the summer slowdown real?
I would say yes. I would actually say yes. I do think it has slowed down a little bit. Not a ton, nothing drastic, but I do think the live viewership has slowed down a little bit. And I think that's partially summer, partially more streams happening at the same time. eBay store side of things is still blowing my mind with how well it's going. So I do think that is true to some extent, especially for like live streaming.
Yeah, live stream sales, little bit of summer slowdown going on maybe, but there's a lot of other aspect to the business. Just had literally the most expensive sale that I've ever had through consignment on Fanatics. Still haven't beat that base first Charizard that I sold a couple years ago through the eBay vault. But that Gold Star Mew went for like 192, I think it was 196. It hasn't been paid yet. But my rep texted me, like he texted me unsolicited. He texted me about that, and he said it's a very serious real buyer who is spending many dollars every week and always paying. So it when it's paid, it will be posted to my Instagram for sure, confirmed paid, but it has not yet been confirmed paid. What percent should I expect from a sealed booster box at my local card show? Selling for less than 82% would feel bad. I'm personally getting offered so many booster boxes and things that I'm paying 75% on loose booster boxes. 6 months ago, I was paying 85%. Today, I'm paying 75% because I'm being offered so many. It depends on what booster box it is to some extent. It depends on what the condition is to a much larger extent. If you've got a Battle Styles box that you drop down your stairs and the wrapping is loose and it's really ugly and it's dinged up, soft corners all around, you will be thrilled and lucky to get 82%. You would likely not get anywhere near that. If it's a minty, case fresh Evolving Skies in an acrylic case that you're throwing in for free, I'll probably pay 84% on that. So like, it depends is always the answer.
Yeah. I wouldn't go into it hoping for more than 82%. I would be happy with 80-ish.
Is the Bubble Mew more recognizable than the Moonbreon now? I would lean no. I think the Moonbreon's more.
Yeah.
Show 1,000 random people the Moonbreon in the Pokemon space versus the Bubble Mew. I think more people can identify the set and just information about the card and the name Moonbreon than the Bubble Mew.
Yeah.
What do you think the ratio would be? Like, show it to 100,000 people in the space. How many people correctly? Like, I can tell you, it's Evolving Skies. I mean, I can tell you both sets, but I don't know the number of the Bubble Mew. But I know Umbreon VMAX is 215.
Oh, I don't even know the number of either of them. I have no idea. I
think Moonbreon would be out-recognized like by 50% or more. Like say 50,000 people identify the Bubble Mew, right? I think 75,000 people. I think 50% more people would probably identify the Moonbreon. I think it's ahead by a bit.
I do think so. But then I also think like it depends on like who you're asking. Like if you're at, there have been a lot more people who have gotten into the hobby with Paldean Fates and Prismatic Evolutions than with the 2020 boom. Like I think eventually, yes, the Sunbreon, the Bubble Mew will be more recognizable. But I think we're still at a point where the Moonbryon is.
Watching Big Brother tracks. I feel like that might still be a thing. I think Survivor, probably the first 3 or 4 seasons of Survivor, a show that I watched, it became way more. I think we talked about this, Deja Vu. Didn't we have the whole Survivor Man versus Wild debate years ago?
Yes, I remember that.
I'm a Les Stroud Survivor Man guy. Bear Grylls has his camera crew. He cheats on it. Like he's a liar, cheater, stealer. Bear Grylls. Survivor Man though. Like I used to watch Survivor for like the surviving on a desert island type thing, and just way too much drama. Like I want to watch Les Stroud go into the remote abandoned island and fashion a shelter and purify water and find some food to eat. Like I like that, or at least years ago I used to watch that.
I used to love Bear Grylls too until all that drama came out, ruined it for me.
That's funny. I never watched Jersey Shore or anything like that. That's funny.
I never watched that either.
I'm not that smart, Walrus. Walrus is brilliant. In all that drama, in the midst of all that drama, if I could have peeled off 1%, if I could have gotten a special creator code, code KC2500, and you get $25 off your course, and then I get a $25 kickback, I'll have to ask them if they do cohort 3 to give me a creator code, and I will pump it for them. That's hilarious.
Oh God,
I love that.
Jersey Shore was peak TV.
Uses Pokeflipz as his drama channel. That's funny.
I can see that.
DJ's Poke Center. So what's your net, Dan, from recent video? And I think he's asking this more as a meme, but like I love how little people know about taxes and business and everything, that they think net would be like a meaningful number. Again, there are people who are functionally making, for all intents and purposes, making $1 million plus a year in this space, whose IRS filing would show that they made $100,000 and they paid themselves as an S corp, and all the other money got reinvested. There are people with millions of dollars of long-term capital gains in their graded cards, in their sealed product that they haven't sold, that they haven't realized. Rudy probably has multiple 8 figures of unrealized capital gains that he could realize whenever he wants to. He'd have to do it in waves, and he couldn't do it all at once, likely. But
I wonder. I bet he could. The way things are going right now, I bet you he could.
In this market, he might find a fund to just pay him $100 million for all. Yeah, like potentially. We are moving to a time where that could be more realistic. But like Rudy, very likely with all the investments he has going on at PCG in a year where Rudy is probably having one of his most profitable years ever, but with his $10 million investment that he's talking about making with PCG, he will likely have a negative net. Like he will likely make no money on his overarching businesses due to his significant capital investment. So like net means almost nothing. I could tell you my net for 2025 was $1 million. I could tell you it was $100,000, and it would make no difference whatsoever, because without context, it wouldn't mean anything. How much money did I make and am I making? Many, many 6 figures, many, many hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's disgusting. It's insane. It's crazy. I literally said a little bit ago, $300 an hour is one of my least profitable endeavors on an hourly basis in the market, in the space. That's an objective statement of fact. That's how hard we're booming. So yeah, like people offering a $2,500 course is not entirely unreasonable, whether it's a course, whether it's whatever they want to call it. And people, like, if your only goal is to make $100,000 a year in Pokemon and you can't find a way to do it, literally anything. Literally, go watch Nick's live streams when he's doing dollar auctions. Nick, how many items do you sell in a stream that are $50 items that they go for $20 or $30. Like, it doesn't happen every time. You
that
run a
happens
business.
every night.
Every single stream, you could watch Nick and then have Nick on one screen. Like, if you could watch 4 streams at a time, that wouldn't be a big stretch. You could have Nick, you could have PK, you could have Spat, you could have 4 streams up. I promise you, you could make $100,000 a year watching and buying from live streams. Nothing else. Buy from live streams, sell to live streamers. Buy from live streams, sell to live streamers. You can buy binder collections on eBay. Pokemon collection, Pokemon lot, ending soonest auction, auctions above $500. Buy on eBay, card upload back to eBay, sell on eBay, make over $100,000. Every day, every week, every month, I see more questions, more comments, more, what should I do? Is summer slow down this? Do something. There are people making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you're crying about a $2,500 course that doesn't affect you. Again, if you're a Love Island enjoyer, and if you're just in Pokemon for the drama, go cry about the course. Go watch all the videos crying about the course. But if you're trying to get ahead in business and you're crying about a course that doesn't affect you, that's what drives me crazy. That actually drives me crazy.
I don't see those people. You're way too deep into YouTube, Dan. That is your number one. I don't see these people. You are way too. You got to take a break from YouTube. You do have to take a break.
They are amongst us.
I don't think these people are out there to the extent that you think they are.
It's funny because, like, every time I say something like that, people, Dan, you're straw manning. Dan, those people exist. I promise you. And maybe they're people making 100,000 and they feel bad because, like, all the big gross numbers and net numbers that other people are saying, and instead of, like, just working more, they're like throwing crap around. They're trying to take other people down. Like, those people exist. What
videos are you watching to find these people? How many videos are you watching?
We are almost done. So we are gonna end. We are gonna end fairly soon. I do have to get going. My daughter has dance soon. But Open Mango says, Nick, what has been the most stressful time-consuming part of your business?
The most stressful time, I would say, like right now, or I would say previously, it was before Walrus started helping me, and when I was doing the live streaming and the singles all by myself, that was easily the most stressful time. Right now, I feel like we're in a pretty good position right now. I would say just still trying to manage everything. There's so much that I want to do that you just got to accept that you're not going to be able to do everything, and it'll just be like a slow progression of getting stuff done. You're not going to get everything done in a week. Just accepting the fact that you're always going to have something to do and you're never going to be fully caught up.
Nick, if eBay Live added digital slab rips, would you participate or be against it? He didn't ask me because mine's an easy yes. I would be a part of it.
I don't know. The whole thing is, I don't know if I'd be a part of it. I think I would like it. I don't know. I would like it because what's on eBay right now is trash. So I think you should try and get on there, or something should try and get on there, because I think it could be really, really good for the overall platform. I still have the same thoughts on mystery bags, though. I would love to see it be more legitimized, but as a platform overall, myself,
are you familiar? Are you familiar with Galaxy Grails?
Yeah.
Yeah, very transparent. Like you would be fine selling something that was
yeah, I know he is very transparent. Like Fanatics is very transparent. I still just can't get behind it myself.
Galaxy, can you give us a wink if something's cooking? Maybe. I mean, eBay owns PSA Vault. PSA Vault facilitates through eBay. Galaxy Grails is run out of the PSA Vault. if and when something's coming, Galaxy, you know who to keep at the top of your list. Got some guys on eBay Live that could definitely push some of those wares. I have no moral issues against it. This falls into the whole thing. Like, I don't understand how people are morally against digital pack rips or anything, but a lot of people are. It's really weird to me. I can't share other people's numbers, but
I don't know. I'm just too nice, I guess. I have a heart.
Oh God.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't have a good reasoning. It's not a product I would buy. Whereas I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
See, if I wasn't selling them, I legitimately would buy them. Nick, you and I flew out to Las Vegas.
You would.
Well,
why aren't you ripping why aren't you doing YouTube shorts of ripping these mystery bags then?
I can't buy instant rips. This is exactly why I'm not doing it. I can't buy
GameStop ones. You can buy Galaxy Grails.
I can't
You can go on nostalgia. Why can't you buy it?
I can't buy a competing product. How does that look?
Oh my!
I can't buy my.
Go on Nostalgia
product
Channel and buy one off of him.
I can't buy a competing product. That doesn't look good.
But you're gonna sell a competing product on eBay?
Well, I mean, I am on 2 competing platforms, but yeah, I like not so much today, but me 5 years ago. Nick, 5 years ago, remember going to Pokemon Saves the World? You remember when I DM'd you and I said
that's totally different because you're opening you're opening a piece of history.
Our EV prospects were like 20% on that, and we spent 10 grand each.
You're opening something from your childhood.
Here's another crazy thing too, and shout out Galaxy Grails. The right savvy viewer of Galaxy Grails, there's been times where Alex is selling a Galaxy Grail that's $250 to rip it, and the EV's above 300. You could literally like buy all of them. You could buy only when the EV is above 1.25x, and statistically over the long run, it is plus EV. Sell back for 85%. Buy when it's above 1.25x. Sell back when it's 85%. And again, like there's going to be some lumpiness. There's going to be some bad luck, good luck. But that's inherently plus EV. I would have been doing that years ago. Today, again, that doesn't meet my threshold. That doesn't meet my threshold to be more profitable than the other things that I'm doing day to day, aside from Pokeflipz. But I'm not cutting Pokeflipz to go watch Galaxy Grails and buy those. So with that, we do need to wrap up. Appreciate everyone watching as always. Here's a good one. Nick, you sell a $5 single, it goes for $25. You pack it and you ship it.
I do genuinely feel bad sometimes, though. Ask Walrus. I've learned, but the beginning days of eBay Live, I would send if something egregious like that happened, I would send the buyer like free packs to make up for the.
I literally only have $2 in my wallet. I wish I had hundreds because I was gonna do one of these. This is Nick. This would have more effect if I had $500 in my wallet.
I do.
This is Nick after he ships a single that sells for above market while saying that digital packs are immoral. Like, it's such a silly conversation. But with that, anything in closing, Nick? I do have to get going.
No, I appreciate everyone watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Be sure to smash the subscribe button.
Tune in 2 weeks to hear about all the latest drama, Love Island flips, Big Brother. That's going to be our new thing because it had a lot more viewership. But yeah, appreciate everyone as always. We will catch you all later.